Welcome back to Third Phase UFO Report. I'm your host, Rich Giordano. Boy, do I got a good one. We are now heading past the moon, heading to Earth, going into the office because we've got some really interesting stuff to show you, my friends. Going through the wormhole, landing on the street, rolling up into the office. I can't wait to show you this video. It's called Ed's Back, Holy Snap! Here's a little preview of what you're gonna see. I mean, this is just amazing. Third phase of Moon. Blake and Brent did a show where they had a caller call back who has these incredible photographs of UFOs and also has encounters with aliens. And then after we talk about this, I gotta show you some of this UFO footage that will blow your mind. I don't know if you saw it, but it is incredible. We're gonna get it started now, so strap on in and let's get going. Roll it, Blake and Brent. Let's see what you got.
You have a question for Ed Kelly? Go ahead.
Yeah. Hey, Ed. This is Kelly. I'm out here from San Diego. I was wondering.
Hey, Kelly. How you doing over there in San Diego?
Not bad. Not bad. How you doing?
I'm all right. Not sure.
The only question I have is I was wondering maybe if you could let us know that what type of beings these are, or like species they are, or another question: do you still get visited by these beings?
Yeah. I mean, the answer to your question is yes. I still do, and the answer to your question is I don't know. I don't think that there is a racist kind of race of different alien races. I haven't experienced all just this one type of visitation, and I don't know of any conflict or any wars or any issues regarding different species because I've only had the one.
What do they look like? More of the gray alien type species that they talk about, or what do they look like?
Kelly, I can't tell you what they look like. You have to say I don't know. I don't know what they look like. They look like something that you might have seen an image of in a movie, but different. It's like saying to someone, what do all people look like? They don't all look the same.
That's true.
Yeah, it's a hard question to answer. So, what color are they? They're not white and they're not black. How tall are they? They're not short and they're not small.
You know, Ed, you come across, when you explain your encounters and your experiences, as unlike any other, abductee that I've ever interviewed or has come on the show. Not saying that it's just your thought process it's interesting to me. You explain it in a way that it kind of, it makes sense.
Not something that has to do with you. That's going to affect what I tell you. And, I have an indifference, but the thing is that, this is not something new for me. I'm not on my deathbed, but I'm not a young man, and this is something that I've been experiencing for over 40 years.
If that doesn't give you goosebumps, I don't know what will. Did you see this stuff? Like, take a look at this. If these are real, and I don't know if they are either way, I just found this in their archives on Third Phase of Moon, but this guy's claiming that he's recording an alien ship right there. I don't know what I'm looking at. I don't know if it's a movie set. I don't know if this is a setup or what. But this guy's claim that he's been visited by one species, right? He doesn't know if there's a conflict between them or if there's are they harmful or anything like that. He says he doesn't even know really what they look like, which I thought was a really weird answer. Like, how do you not know? Do they have 2 eyes? 2 hands? 2 legs? Are they just like us but just misshapen or differently shaped? These photographs is what makes the story seem real, because, what if it is? The implications are amazing, but how would we know what it would look? I think it would look something like this. If this was real, Wouldn't the photographs look like this, or the video? It looks like the object is actually there. You know what I mean? This, I don't know. I don't know if I've ever seen photos look like that unless they were not photoshopped, but enhanced. I guess that is Photoshop, but did he change the spectrum here? Because it looks like we see the glowing portion of the craft, but it's awfully strange from other photographs I've seen. It almost looks like it was created, you know? Check this out. Man, that's amazing. All right, let's see what else we got here. We got some more from Ed.
Brandon and I have witnessed something massive on 2010, December 30th, and it's the same thing all over the world. It's the same identical kind of craft. I believe it's reverse engineered alien technology. What do you think? Is it strictly alien, or is it man-made involvement?
Oh, I don't want to, Blake, I don't want to dodge your question, but first you got to understand that the vantage point taking the video is not the vantage point when you always have a sighting. So when you speak about a triangular shape, I don't think it's like a stamp. I think it's something that's different each time, and it has to do with a different energy that's involved in these craft. It's not man-made. It's not military. There's a difference. I know you have... I don't keep up with you guys as much as I should. Whenever I do, I really enjoy what you're doing and all the things you post, but there's obviously some things that are not, that are military, that are, I don't know the right words, domestic technology. Oh, but some things are and some things are not. This that I'm sending you, all the stuff I send you.
Let me ask you, have you ever worked for the military?
No, I have not. I've avoided the military my whole life.
Interesting. Can I ask? Yeah, how old are you?
I don't want to say how old I am, not because I'm ashamed, but I just don't want to give that kind of information out.
All right, man. I understand. I just, there's been a lot of people asking about Ed, and I'm just glad to have you back on the show. I want to ask you about Voss. I know you've had close encounters with a man or a being aboard the ship that you filmed, and it looks like there's an alien walking within the ship, and you say his name is Voss, and he kind of took you in the ship, and he's kind of like your tour guide. Can you give me a little bit more, detail about how Voss communicated, what he looked like?
And Blake, I'll tell you all that I can. My memory is not that vivid on it. I think I mentioned to you before, I don't know if it was on the air or not, that it's kind of like having to describe a friend. Okay, tell me about your friend. Because I had no threatening feelings whatsoever. It was all very tranquil and unthreatening, and although it was amazing, and it was curious to do with it, it's not something that I was ever felt threatened by. So to say, what was it like? What was it like when it's not the sensory experience that you have here. It's a different experience. But if you think of things that happen in your life and you want to say, oh, do you remember when that happened? I can tell you what happened, but it's hard for me. So just like I guess it's hard for me to tell you how old I am, I can't just tell you exactly how it was.
Ed, could you tell me how long were you aboard the ship? Where did they take you?
I was gone one time for as long as 3 days. 3 days I got back. I had 3 days unaccounted for. I've been gone so long it's only been 15 minutes. The way that I'm having trouble in describing to you what it was like there and then has to do a lot with that. The way the time is passing when the experience happens. So when I say to you, oh, remember your time with a friend, it's kind of like that. When you remember your time with your friend, ask your friend how long you were with him when that happened.
I'm always skeptical when people have a hard time answering a simple question like that. Why can't he explain what he saw? It's almost as if he didn't see anything and doesn't want to say too much because it may disclaim his story. But here's some photographs of the ship that he captured. It's pretty amazing stuff. If it's real, I mean, look at this thing. This I don't know what it looks like. You'll have to take a look on your own here and decide on that, because I've never seen anything like this. it almost looks like pieces of like Legos or just weird shapes. I don't know, man. It's probably real, but why are the photographs awkward in color? It looks like they're oversaturated and colorized, to bring out the light. Maybe that's what happened. Is that what he did? Yeah. It's a pretty interesting story. This is one of the better ones that I've seen as far as seeing something for, with your own eyes and actually recording it. And he did have that alien, Voss, I believe it is, that gave him a tour of the ship, and he really couldn't explain. He goes, well, can you explain how he was, how Voss was? And he's like, well, it's like, and then Ed says, well, it's like me asking you to explain a friend. What? Anyway, that's his story. He's sticking to it. But enjoy this. And then when these pictures are done, we are going to go to... Right now, we're going to do it. Let's go. We're going to go right into the next one. This is amazing. I didn't know the wormhole was taken. Are you still buckled in? Strapped up? Oh, we got to go through the universe? Okay. All right. Well, this is going to take us right to the next sighting. Enjoy.
Between Italy and the US, of F-15 pilots being flanked by a massive UFO. Take a look at this. Let's get started with what we're looking at. 2 Air Force pilots, a possible close encounter of some bizarre, strange aircraft in the background. We're going to be doing some analyzation of the video. We're going to get some close-ups. What are we looking at? Is this simply going to be dismissed as some kind of blimp, or is this some kind of extraterrestrial craft that we're not aware of, or a secret Space Force asset? We're looking at the footage right now, and I want to get your thoughts. What is going on with this footage? Again, we're going to be analyzing it. We're going to get a closer look. We got Brent with us, and I want to get his opinion of what we're looking at. Is this something that we haven't seen before?
Yeah, Blake, this was interesting video that came in, and I do believe that this is accompanying a military exercise and training video showcasing the military's jet fighters. But what in the world is that flanking it?
We're adding some heavy brightness contrast. We want to make this thing, whatever it is, pop. Right now, we don't see any kind of FAA lights off whatever this object is. It seems in a way that it has stealth attributes to it. It's not very similar to any kind of blimp that I've seen.
Look at it. It almost looks double sectioned, almost saucer-like. I do notice a little protrusion at the bottom of this. Kind of maybe could look like a basket to a hot air balloon, but looking at it again, the contrast reveals something that definitely looks totally the opposite of that. It looks like a flying saucer, Blake.
This video was taken earlier this month, and there are tensions rising around the world. What is going on in this video? Could it be simply dismissed as a weather balloon in the background, or is there something else? It almost seems that you could see the fighter pilot turn his direction to the left as this thing zooms by. It only lasted for a few seconds. It's a montage of videos. We're going to supply the original link so you can take a look at it yourself, but we're thankful enough to get this submission from a person who had an eagle eye right here at Third Phase Moon. His name is Robbie Higginson, and he said that he found a UFO above the U.S. Air Force F-15 Eagle. And it's a collaboration between the U.S. Air Force and Norway. And he says it happened at the 39-second mark. It's a 10-minute video, and we're going to be supplying, again, the original link. I want to get your thoughts. What the heck is this? Is this some kind of new Space Force program?
This is what I'm talking about. Now that's interesting to me. Obviously, this video was shot by another jet, I guess, that was in formation here, just by accident, captured this object in the vicinity. Doesn't it look like the Baltic Sea anomaly? It looks like it's flying around. How big is this thing? I would have to say it's about 50 feet. I mean, it doesn't look much smaller than the jet. Is it a jet that we're just not able to fit? No, it doesn't look like the jet's here. And it looks like they're passing it, so it's not part of the formation. But Jiminy Crickets, I mean, that is something else right there. Could that be the gondola of a balloon overhead? And we would see. I mean, I'm just trying to think, what is this platform-looking thing, this disc-shaped object that is in the vicinity of these fighters, these F-15's? Look at it. I don't know. To me, that looks like a legitimate UFO. Is this one of the many things that we're hearing now in this day and age? Is this why UFOs are seen as a threat? Is this a threat? Does this look like a threat to anybody? They're in the airspace, but I don't see any threat. I'm not getting that vibe. This is really interesting. This is unbelievable to me. What a great submission. Good stuff. This is why we do what we do. Amazing. Good job, guys. Man, yeah. Here's some pictures. Just some stills, I mean, from the video. Check this out. Looks like the Baltic Sea anomaly to me. It's got that one on the left, furthest away. It looks weird. Looks like the Millennium Falcon. The Millennium Falcon without the... Now, are these wheels on the bottom? Do you see this here? Right in the center of the craft towards the left? What are those? Round things. I don't know. Well, third phase, countdown to disclosure is still number 3. Check this out.
I think it's terrifying. I mean, this seems potentially like one of the biggest stories of my lifetime. And I don't care if it's about UFOs or whatever you call it. Something that we don't understand is getting very close to our military aircraft.
The technologies related to energy generation should come out first.
This hybrid aerospace underwater craft is able to basically generate an electromagnetic field.
It is President Trump's belief that the United States must remain as dominant in space as we are on land and sea and the air. And your charge is to see to that mission with the United States Space Force.
There were 3 people on my team assassinated, and I was almost killed.
With a lot of people that would like to know what's going on.
It's a matter of national security.
But apparently, just recovered are off-world vehicles not made on this Earth.
The president will respond to the subject the way they want them to. There's a black box with all the technologies that would give us a civilization that's sustainable, peaceful, etc., and that's been around for decades.
Everybody's asking the biggest question in the world. Are we alone?
Look, it's holding, it's just stalled out there.
The narrative that's being launched, which is a false narrative, is that we're not alone and that those civilizations are a threat. The problem is that the public has to be informed and involved.
It could be a brief statement saying, "Hallelujah, I'm finally vindicated."
I'm not completely convinced they're going to let this stay like it is.
But the people who are surrounding that level of our politicians and government are not told. Like the movie Independence Day, where Will says, "Let's go kick alien butt."
Thank you very much for hanging out tonight here on Third Phase Special Report. I am Rich Giordano. You can find me every day of the week except for Sunday live on GoofOn at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific, right here on YouTube. Guys, stay seated until the ride ends. If you ain't looking up, you ain't looking out. For ufology. Good night, everybody. This has been a Third Phase UFO Report.